The story here is the complexity of semiconductor design. All right, welcome to the Drill Down Earnings. We've got the latest quarterly results from Synopsys. Really interesting company, really interesting time for Synopsys. This is the business story behind one stock on the move. I'm Futurum's Chief Market Strategist, Cory Johnson. Synopsys earnings. Why? Well, Synopsys reported first quarter earnings, fiscal first quarter earnings, and they were really good. A beat, as Wall Street would say, but we want to dig in a little bit deeper than a miss or a beat. Here's the business, the actual numbers. Sales, $1.7 billion in the quarter, up 21% year over year. And profits, well ahead of analyst estimates. Profits for the company, net income, $449 million, up 65% for the previous year. What a good time for the new CEO to come, and a guy who's been with the company for a long time. And we'll get to Sassine Ghazi in a minute, but let's look at a little bit deeper behind the headline numbers. Revenue growth, the big story here. I talked to Synopsys CEO Sassine Ghazi, and I actually talked to the former CEO Art DeGuess the day they reported the earnings. And look, they emphasize over and over and over to me that the story here is the complexity of semiconductor design, and the end markets like AI growing at fantastic growth rates means more use of their design automation and IP software. Design automation, of course, is automating the design of semiconductors. IP is super interesting, and we're going to get to that in a second. But first, how did the stock react when the numbers came out? It went up. It went up a lot. A big move here in a semiconductor company really tightly affiliated with the growth in AI and all the things that semiconductors are doing right now. Now, I want to focus on this design IP. Think of it as like a pre-programmed Lego block or something for software design. So when a customer buys or licenses Synopsys software, what they get to do is use some of that pre-programmed IP that Synopsys invented, those pieces of software that its customers can use like a plug and play when they're designing new chips. So here's Synopsys CEO Sassine Ghazi explaining how important that IP is when the world of semiconductors is changing so much right now.
As far as IP goes, the beauty of what we have in our IP business, given it's an interface IP, more silicon proliferation, more chip starts, they need IP to connect the chip, inside the chip, the different blocks to each other, and connect the chip to the outside world. And this is where we lead with our IP business. Now, that being said, there are constant new standards that are being delivered in order to support the complexity and the performance requirement for be it an AI chip or any chip that goes into data center, etc. Multi-die is another factor. The moment you start stacking dies together in a package, you need more and more interface IP to connect that multi-die package together. So those were the factors that were driving the IP opportunity, and we are very confident that this secular trend with IP demand will continue as long as there is more demand for silicon and more sophisticated silicon.
So that's what's driving this business right now is IP, complexity in semiconductor design, and yes, the end markets. But what's your big takeaway? What's it all mean? And what's one number that means a whole lot? The Drill Down Bite, we'll have that right after this.
The Drill Down is brought to you by Futurum Group, where analysts, researchers, advisors, content creators, and marketing experts help business leaders anticipate and understand shifts in their industries and build strategies to leverage disruptive innovation. With deep analysis, Futurum Group's extensive industry experience delivers reliable research and data, thought leadership, and actionable advice to help you with your strategy and go-to-market efforts. Futurum Group.
Here's your quick drill down earnings takeaway on the quarter from Synopsys. Really interesting quarter from a really important company doing semiconductor design software. And everyone wants to design semiconductors right now. So they did $1.7 billion in sales, up 21% year over year. Profits for the company of $449 million, up 65%. And I promised you one number that means a whole lot. How about $8.2 billion? That's how much they've got in backlog that their customers can't cancel, suggesting strong revenues and hopefully strong earnings for a long time to come for Synopsys. All right, thanks for listening to Drill Down Earnings. I'm Cory Johnson. Check us out on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube for robust earnings reports. And yeah, follow me on X at CoryTV. Follow, like, subscribe, comment, Drill Down Earnings, part of the 6-5 Media Group.